Hello and welcome to what's going to be an episode 0 of my Malazan Book of the Fallen Readalong. I just kind of had the idea that maybe it would be fun to break down chapter by chapter as I read through this excellent series. Unfortunately, I didn't have this great idea until making it to the Bonehunters, Book 6. So, just to kind of set a baseline, we're going to have an episode 0 where I'm going to tier list the first couple of books, the first 5. And we're also going to, I drag some characters up to the top that I think are relevant, just so you can kind of get a sense for what I've thought of the series so far, and I can talk about it a little bit. Starting with Gardens of the Moon. Great book. I thought it was very, very cool. I think I read the first half of this book in about 6 months, and I read the second half in probably a couple of days. Did I know what was going on most of the time? No. But it was a good time. It was fun. So I'm going to put this in the middle, just right in the middle. Deadhouse Gates. I came into the series knowing that we would be jumping around quite a bit. I had done my research. It was still quite a bit of a shock going to Deadhouse Gates after Gardens of the Moon. Whole different continent, completely different cast for the most part. I enjoyed it a lot. I think that the chain of dogs obviously is going to be one of the most talked about things, but also Felison and her journey, as well as Mappo and Ikariam. I don't understand to this day really what was going down at the end of this book with Mappo, Ikariam, and I think Crocus, Apsalar, and them were there too. I think maybe Fid. But the Chain of Dogs, excellent. Whatever was going on in that second half, or at the very end with them, excellent. I'm putting this here in Ascendant. Memories of Ice. We're back with our Gardens of the Moon squad. And oh my, just absolutely brutal this book was. Insane highs. As far as literature, I cried. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Need I say more? Need I say more? Ikovian is probably one of my top characters in the series, and as such, Memories of Ice up at the very top. House of Chains is a difficult one for me. Memories of Ice was probably one of the first book where I really felt like I was following everything that was going on, and going from that, where I was enjoying all the characters, then the ending of Memories of Ice happened. But jumping to House of Chains, where we're back with Deadhouse Gates, we're in 7 cities, I was just not as invested. I must say. I think that there was a lot of build-up, quite a bit of build-up, to a climax that I think happens in the Bonehunters. And for that reason, I'm going to put this below Gardens of the Moon. A lot of build-up that just feels like it pays off in a different book. I love the book 1 of this, by the way, with Karsa. Very cool, the reveal that he's Toblakai from Deadhouse Gates, very cool. But the rest of the book just kind of drags it down for me. If we had gotten like Yigatan in House of Chains, I think that it would probably be up a little higher. Midnight Tides I liked even more than Memories of Ice. I'm not sure how controversial that is. I know Memories of Ice, when I was coming into the series, I knew that Memories of Ice and Crippled God, the last book, were the two that everyone said were their favorites. But Midnight Tides just really hit me hard. I felt like I knew what was going on, which is honestly a big part of my enjoyment in this series, is when I feel like I've finally put those puzzle pieces together. My enjoyment just skyrockets, honestly, because what's happening is always cool, but understanding what exactly is happening brings it to another level. And Midnight Tides, I really understood the parallels between the sets of brothers. You had the Sengars and the Bedicts, and Rulad Sengar is, I think, my favorite character in Malazan so far. That's not to say that he's a good person. That's not to say that I support the things that he does. He sucks. Okay? But when he is on the screen, so to say, when he's on screen, I can't stop reading. The level of emotion that is in this character, who debuts in book 5 of a series, blew me away. Just absolutely incredible. Right now I'm at the very beginning of chapter 11, so chapter 11 is going to be the first chapter that I actually do like a breakdown for. But if I had to grade the Bonehunters right now, I would put it below Deadhouse Gates. It's pretty close, actually, between Deadhouse Gates and the Bonehunters. I think Yigatan was awesome. I'm really enjoying whatever's going on with Icarium. And yeah, every time Cotillion is on the page, captivating. But I must say that I just don't really know where a lot of it's going at this point for the Bonehunters. But yeah, this is going to be my ranking for the first 6 books. Again, I'm only halfway through this one. Let's move on to our character tier list. And we're going to stop at Fid right here. I kind of already moved everyone I wanted to talk about up top. Let me just double check and see if I missed anybody. But nobody's really standing out to me right now. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Trull, S tier. I love Trull. Midnight Tides was my favorite book. Trull plays a major part in that. His internal struggle between his family and what he thinks is right is amazing. Just so much fun to read. So he takes that spot for now. Kalam goes in A tier. I enjoy Kalam. I think it's fun when he is on screen, especially when he is accompanied by Quick Ben. That said, I don't find the Malazan like army stuff as interesting as many of the other plot lines. So for that reason, A is probably as high as Kalam can go. Iskarol Pust is going to go above Kalam. He's a funny guy. He cracks me up. Especially when you're first introduced to him, have no idea what is really his deal. But just recently, actually, in the Bonehunters, it might have been just this last chapter that I read, chapter 10. No, I think it was chapter 11 or chapter 9. He did like a bunch of magic for, I think, the first time, and showed himself to be extremely powerful, which, like, good on him, you know? that was awesome. Apsalar, I'm gonna go on B. I like Apsalar. I really enjoy, especially their ties to Cotillion.
Shopping for your next car? What about third row seats?
But I think maybe their plotline right now is just
They say we're out of sync, say we're out of sync, but we're cooler than you think. Still chasing our dreams.
With millions of cars nationwide, Auto Navigator makes it easy to find the perfect one for you, whatever that may be.
No pictures.
which I'm gonna say it is.
Shopping for your next car?
Here
What
goes
about
up.
third row seats?
He has a lot of those same struggles that Troll has that I
They say we're out of sync, say we're out of sync, but we're cooler than you think. Still chasing our dreams.
With millions of cars nationwide, Auto Navigator makes it easy to find the perfect one for you, whatever that may be.
No pictures.
And especially after all the things that Roulette put him through, I think it's just a really, really interesting character. Love when he's on the page. How am I gonna say this? I'm gonna say it how I read it. Dwiker. Okay? Dwiker can go up in A. I like Dwiker. His perspective on the chain of dogs was really cool. Seeing it from not sort of a combatant's point of view, but from someone who wants to preserve history was really awesome to see. It was definitely a very unique point of view to go with for that story, and it was something that I'd never seen before, and I really enjoyed. Coltane's awesome. Coltane is just awesome. I think maybe the first chapter that really made me interested in the Malazans. I say Malazans, but I know that's not how you're supposed to say it. So I'm trying to say Malazans for this. So I might slip up. But Coltane and the army, when they were doing their drills, and like I think the first chapter is even introduced, I was just so intrigued by it. I don't know exactly why. The writing just really caught me, and the way that Coltane manages to gain all these people's trust through the chain of dogs is inspiring, honestly. Crocus, I just could not care less, to be honest. It's not like his fault, I don't think. It's just he hasn't really done anything, and he's just kind of there. That's about it. He's just like a guy. Bug. A lot of people I saw after I finished Midnight Tides said that they figured out that Bug was an elder god. I think he's an elder god. I might be wrong. It's been a minute, but I did not. I was not one of those people. I thought he was just like a funny guy with powers. I definitely knew he was more than he seemed, but I wasn't going for elder god. That said, the scene at the end of Midnight Tides when he kind of beats the brakes off the crippled god was kind of awesome. I really do enjoy him and Tehol's interactions, but my favorite part of Midnight Tides was the Sengar brothers, less the what's their last name? I feel like I have it in here. I also feel like I said it earlier. Whatever. Yeah, there's his brother right there, Breeze. What's their last name? I can't remember right now. Benedict. There we go. Bang. But I did really enjoy Bug. He's going to go with Iskarol Pust, who he did kind of remind me of. Breeze is going to go... I really liked Breeze. I think he's good there. I really liked Breeze. Just someone who's very confident in their own ability, yet not arrogant. I feel like that's kind of rare to see. Someone who knows that they're the shit, but won't, like, push it in your face. And he backs it up, too. Very cool to see. Rake. Now, I know that, like, Rake is the guy from this series. He's, like, the dude. And he's really cool. I mean, you just gotta say it. He's awesome. But I just want so much more. At least in so far as I've read. He shows up every once in a while, is the coolest motherfucker ever, and then he, like, leaves, and that's that. Like, he's awesome, but I can't justify putting him above a lot of these characters that we've actually spent a lot of time with and understood to a deeper extent. Dujek. Okay, my tears are like... It's gonna annoy me if this isn't more bell-curved, so I'm gonna just go like this. Just for the sake of this. They're all still in the same order, just moved around a little bit. Dujek. I like Dujek. He's just kind of a solid dude. That's about it. He makes the right decisions for the right reasons, it feels like. And yeah. Karsa. Karsa's a difficult one for me because he's cool, right? But he's also kind of the worst. I enjoy it when he's on page. But, like, he sucks. He sucks, I think, in a way that I just don't get yet, maybe. Because he just had his talk with the Jagged that he's traveling with about, like, how he wants to destroy all of civilization. And it's like, but why? I just don't get the why for him yet, really. Maybe it's, like, hidden there that I just haven't sussed it out. But until I get that why from him, I don't think he can go higher than right there. Heberick. Heborick? Heberick. We're going with Heberick. I like Heberick a lot of the time. Especially, I think, in Book 4, House of Chains. He was tripping, and we saw, like, the Jade Giants and the Crippled God and, like, the in like space. That was awesome. I don't know what was going on, but it was really cool. And that, I don't know what's going on, but it's pretty cool, is kind of how I would describe Heberick. I enjoy him. I think that Fenner, going from Fenner to Treach and his internal conflict with that is really interesting. I'm going to set him right under Rake. Perron. I'm just going to call him Perron because I'm not going to try and say the first name. Ganos. Not going to try it. Perron. Perron, I really like. He does kind of feel like, in my opinion, at least the main character of this series so far. The master of the deck. I think he makes the right decisions for the right reasons. I think he really struggles with what happened at the end of Memories of Ice. And right now, where I'm at in the story, he's like in super hell with the traveling caravan and with Hedge, I think. Yeah, Hedge.
Shopping for your...
And it's very interesting. They're looking for like the Degoroth, which sounds cool, and I'm pretty sure it's like a Hound of Shadow. But yeah, Perron, very cool. Kaladin Brood. Kaladin Brood is to me right now what I think Rake is to a lot of people who have finished the series. I think Kaladin Brood is so cool. All his stuff with Burn and the hammer is so cool, and I just feel like we've also seen very little of Kaladin Brood, but I feel like we've seen so much more of his motivation than we have of Rake. And for that reason, I'm going to put him way higher than Rake. Now here we get to probably my most controversial opinion. And that is, Rulad Sengar is my favorite character so far in Malazan. And that really comes from... Now, okay, before he gets the sword, I thought he was just annoying and kind of the worst, right? And then he gets the sword and he dies. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But I thought he was mainly going to be like a device that his death is going to affect Trull and Fear and their father and maybe the relationship with the Warlock King, and that would be about his only contribution to the story. But when he comes back, that might be my favorite scene in the series so far, is Rulad coming back. And just the pain that he's going through constantly, and the mental anguish, it's just so powerful. And even though he does horrible things for horrible reasons, he's so compelling as a character that I gotta put him up top. Tavor. Tavor seems like a character who you're not supposed to know a lot about. And from what you might have noticed already, I enjoy characters that you know a lot about, that you really understand on a deep level. And I'm about to contradict myself, because every time Tavor is on screen, I really like it. I think that they're obviously putting on like some kind of act where they're projecting strength where maybe there isn't. but she's capable. She is extremely capable. And that's about kind of all you know about her. You know that she kind of double-crossed the Empress by sending her sister into slavery, but like also kind of protecting her, which is like really roundabout way to say like it's complicated. But yeah, Bottle. So a lot of the Malazan soldiers, even the bridge burners, I feel like, in my opinion at least, I just cannot tell them apart a lot of the time. And I think that's definitely a me problem, and a problem in the way that I consume the books. But Bottle, probably just because I just read Yucatan a couple nights ago, is one of those soldiers that stands out. And for that reason, I'm going to put him right there. He's right there. That's good. It's pretty good. Cotillion. I think one of the most interesting scenes so far in the Bonehunters has been Cotillion talking to the dragons that are like chained up in the Warren of Shadow. Or Warren of... Yeah, I think it's Warren of Shadow. Because, like, what? Every time he shows up, he's like this mischievous, like, kind of... He knows more than you, and he's not gonna... And he's, like, lording it over you constantly. And it amuses him that he knows more than you. And I think that that's just, like... It's really fun to read a scene in which he's doing stuff like that. So I'm gonna put him right there, and I'm gonna rearrange my tiers again because they are annoying me. Looks better. Whiskey Jack. Whiskey Jack, kind of like Dewjack, just does the right things for the right reasons, seems like a solid guy. But his relationship with the Tist Andy, I don't remember her name. I'm going to be honest. But that relationship really... I'm trying to see if she's in here, and maybe that'll jog my memory, but I don't think she is. But their relationship really gave Whiskey Jack more depth to me. I'm gonna put him right there. Mappo. This is tough. I really like Mappo. I like Mappo a lot. He just seems like such a good friend, and seeing the way that he hurts for Carium and hurts for the things that he's supposed to do versus the things that he now wants to do for his friend it means a lot. Yeah, stand-up guy, very fun to read about him. Leoman, I used to think was cool. In like book 2 and book 4, I thought he was a fanatic. I thought he was like a real believer in the whirlwind. And then Yucatan happened, and I lost all respect for him, and he's going down in D. Even though I kind of still enjoy his character on principle right now, just for right now. I think like if you ask me a little later, he might move. But for right now, he can stick right there. Krupp is gonna go in my little grouping of guys that I enjoy right here. And I think he's gonna go... I'm gonna change this one around. They're in this order. I enjoy Krupp. I think that he, in his verbosity, hides a lot of knowledge, obviously. And the way that he just annoys lots of more serious characters like Kaladin Brood and Animander Rake is just so funny to me. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing more of him in the future. Acarium. I definitely like Mappo more than Acarium. But I still like Acarium quite a bit. Sorry, I'm just gonna do this while I talk. Acarium, I still don't understand a lot about him, but he's obviously done horrible things in the past. But every scene that he's in, he seems to be like a chill dude for the most part. He's kind of serious, actually, but smart, definitely. Definitely very, very powerful, obviously. And Mappo, I'm actually really concerned that he's going to get, super evil in a little bit, because Mappo just got replaced by, I don't remember the person he got replaced by his name, but he just got, attacked by the dog guy. Where is he? This guy, Delim Nebral, and he got thrown down that pit, and then Pust saved him, and that was really cool. But I'm really worried for Acarium right now in the story. I think he might go down a really dark path. Quickben. I like Quickben. I think he's a cool dude. The story on how he got his powers are really cool. I think that's good. The story on how he gets his powers is really cool, where he consumes the soul of those people. I think they tell it in book 2, him and Kalam. Yeah, that was just crazy. He's obviously super powerful. He's definitely got secrets right now regarding Shadow Throne. I'm really looking forward to learning more about that specifically, because I think even in book 1 he had some interactions with Shadow Throne that I didn't quite understand. Fiddler. I think a lot of people really like Fiddler, and I'm gonna be so honest, he just does not do it for me. He's cool under pressure. I appreciate that. I'm gonna bring it back to, I don't understand his decision after book 3 to re-enlist. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like there's so much more that he could be doing to help people in general, rather than just straight up re-enlisting as a common soldier, that he's not doing. That it makes me kind of dislike him. I really did enjoy all of the things that all the interactions that he has with his squad and stuff like that, but his motivations just kind of don't make sense for me, and for that reason he's gonna be in D tier. Obviously there's a lot of people on this list, but I think I got the most super important people. I mean, Kalor sucks, obviously. I like Korab, but I got the main gang, I think. Obviously with maybe a little bit of focus on Midnight Tides, as it's my favorite book. But yeah, expect the chapter 11 of the Bonehunters breakdown / review to come out in a couple days, maybe sooner. Definitely by a couple days. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of both the lists. Feel free to leave some of your own opinions down in the comments. I'd love to talk to more people about this series, because right now I don't really have anyone to talk to about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.